Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 19, and today we are returning with two big games against Huddersfield Town and Aston Villa, both at the Den. Before we play these games though, Sherry Mill having getting on off camera. So of course, in the last episode, you saw our 1-1 draw at home to Oxford United and our 2-1 defeat away to Riverside against Middlesbrough. I then played 13 games off camera, and the run has been pretty inconsistent, but not too bad. We started with a 3-0 victory at home to Burton Albion to get back on a winning wagon. Ferguson, Hutchinson and Wallace were our goal scorers in a really important victory for us. Then back-to-back draws followed, first against Sheffield United at home in the FA Cup third round, and then away against QPR at Loftus Road. But in the replay of the FA Cup third round tie, we took on Sheffield United at Bramwell Lane, and I was shocked, but we won by 2-0. Marvin Brito scored, I believe, just his second goal for the club in this game, 31 minutes in, and then Morrison wrapped up the win with 8 minutes to go. I fielded quite a weak lineup out there, so I was surprised we got the win, but we did, and that put us through to the fourth round, where we played Stoke, but before that we beat Sunderland by 1-0 back in the Championship. Tom Elliott scoring a very late goal for us to give us a big 3 points against the Black Cats after they went down to 10 men very early. And I was contemplating coming back for the Stoke game in the FA Cup fourth round. I'm very glad I didn't, because we got absolutely battered by 5 goals to 2. Oh, it was awful, man, absolutely awful. Xherdan Shaqiri scored the first goal, Pritchard got a hat-trick as well, and Raul Jimenez scored 2. Morrison did bag a brace, but in the end it counted for nothing. We got humiliated by Stoke at home. I expected us to lose though, and again, I'm glad I didn't come back for that game, because that was very painful indeed. But after that, our big response, we beat Sheffield United at Bramwell Lane again, this time in the league. Jay Fulton scoring a header, giving us the first goal 16 minutes in for Diabate equalised, but then O'Brien gave us the winning goal 5 minutes before the half after a lovely team goal. And we have a lot of success playing against Sheffield United. They're a really good team, but at the moment we're doing quite well against them, particularly when we're away from home at Bramwell Lane. So big win there. Following that, a 1-0 defeat at home to Brentford. Kevin Morales, the former Everton man, gave the visitors the win in this game with the only goal of the game 29 minutes in. But following that, back-to-back victories, first away at Craven Cottage against Fulham, Lee Gregory scoring an early goal 6 minutes in to give us the 3 points, and then a victory over Reading at home by 2-1. They were bottom of the table at this point. O'Brien scored our first, then Ryan Brewster, for those who watch my Aston Villa career mode, will know all about him, equalised for the Royals. But Sean Hutchinson, who's been a goal-scoring centre-back this season, popped out with a late winner with 12 minutes to go to give us a big 3 points. But following that, 2 defeats in 3 to end the run off camera, starting with a 3-2 defeat away at St Andrews against Birmingham City. Where Gow, Isgrove and McLaughlin were their goal scorers. Although we did see Marvin Brito score his first 2 goals in the Championship. And this kid, I tell you, I was not really too much of a fan of him when we saw him at the academy in season 1. But actually, this season, he's not done too bad for us. 4 goals in all competitions, I do believe. Or is it 3? 1 to 2. And a brace in this game. 2 lovely goals. But sadly, we did lose. But after the game, we did beat West Ham in our very next game. And I said in the last episode I might come back for West Ham and Leeds again. I kind of wish I did, because we got our first victory over the Hammers of the series by 1-0 at the Den. Look, they're running away with the league right now. They're top of the table. They're definitely going to be champions. Their team is too good to be in the Championship. We know they're going back to the Premier League, but it was still nice to beat them after they beat us at the London Stadium. We won by 1-0. Gregory with the only goal of the game, and that was a nice feeling. We know they're going up, and that's totally fine, but that was still a nice victory. But sadly, the last game off camera was a defeat away at Ellen Road by 1-0 as Leeds got the win. The goal was bizarre. It was an own goal from Marlon Romeo, across from the right-hand side. Woodman came for it, got nowhere near it, and it just deflected off our right back and into the back of his own goal as Leeds got the win, and we managed to beat the league leaders, but lost to the team in second place. But after a relatively decent run of form, as you can see by the table right now, after this very long run off camera, we are in the playoffs with 10 games to go, sat in 5th place, and we're 2 points clear of West Bromwich Albion, who sit in 7th. West Ham, as you can see there, they're definitely going up. They're 19 points clear of 3rd place with 10 games to go. We know they're promoted and they're going to win the title as well. Leeds look as though they're going to join them, but the race for the playoffs is very interesting indeed. There is a real cluster of teams here, and I'd say anyone from 3rd to 14th still have a chance of making 3rd to 6th come the end of the season. So yeah, it's been a decent run, and hopefully with 10 games to go, we'll close it out and finish in these playoffs. Now, there's also a couple of things I'd like to show you just before our first game against the Terriers. Right now, there are 2 players out, and they're 2 of our 4 first-team centre-backs. Jack Hobbs out for 2 to 4 weeks, and Jake Cooper out for 3 to 4 weeks. Big blows there, because Hobbs has been playing okay this season, limited minutes, and of course, Cooper is one of our first-choice centre-backs. So 2 big injuries there in the centre-back role. And also, as well, I want to show you the staff, because I got another coach hired. That was Jonathan Greening, and that's not him. Where's Greening? Well, it doesn't really matter. It's Jonathan Greening, anyway, who came in as a coach. Where is he? I want to find... There he is. Jonathan Greening came in as a coach. And as you can see, we now have the best coaching staff in the division. I absolutely love it. Also, 1 player left on the in the transfer window on loan. That was Curtis Anderson, gone out on loan to Dagenham and Redbridge. And also, we've had another youth intake for the new season. And you can see that our best player is certainly no Marvin Brito. And he's nowhere close to Clinton Webster. Sean Davis is apparently our best player from the youth intake this season, but as you can see, he's not that great. I love the high work rate, I love the high teamwork, the natural fitness is good as well, but really technically he's awful, mentally he's not great, and physically he's yet to develop at all. He's only 16, and as you can see by the coaching report, he could be okay in the future, but I highly doubt it. You know, our first 2 players, obviously Clinton Webster, the standout from last season. I'm salivating over this youth player, man. Seriously, he looks unbelievable. What an absolutely incredible talent we got here, and to be fair, Marvin Brito as well has had a pretty decent season in limited minutes, and he's looking pretty decent, I must say. I didn't think much of him at first, but actually he's not too bad. Anyway, let's get to the first game then. We are indeed taking on Huddersfield at home, and we could really use the win on the back of that loss to Leeds, and we want to make sure we don't have just 1 win in our last 4 games. So these will be our instructions for the game. We've been changing these slightly in the run-off camera, but not by much. I like the setup as it is, and the 4-4-2 as always. So Long is in goal. It's a back 4 of Meredith, Hutchinson, Mulgrew, and Romeo, with midfield 4 of Ferguson on the left, Webster on the right, and in the middle, Tunnicliffe and Fulton, and up top together, O'Brien and Lee Gregory, our top scorer this season. On the bench, Woodman, Nachita, who could feature for the first time in the first team this season since signing in January, McLaughlin, Saville, Williams, Wallace, and the young kid Marvin Brito. So, first game, it's Huddersfield. Let's get a win. Come on, you Lions. So first highlight, looks like it will come to the Lions, with Gregory finding Ryan Tunnicliffe, who spreads it out wide towards Marlon Romeo. And as Romeo crosses to the middle, O'Brien's at the far post. Oh, what a chance there. Headed straight at the goalkeeper. And an easy save in the end. Good to get the first highlight, but O'Brien should have done better with that chance there. But another highlight soon afterwards. Good start to the game this from Millwall. Jay Fulton on the ball. Plays it through to Clinton Webster. And his pass goes out wide towards Marlon Romeo. Can he cross it in again? Yes, he can. Gregory lost out in the air, though, and as Palmer flicks on, Tunnicliffe needs to win that first, which he does. Plays it back out wide towards Romeo. And we're getting our joy down the right-hand side right now. Another cross to O'Brien. And again, Aiden O'Brien and Romeo linking up. But the former's header straight at the goalkeeper. Still 0-0. Should have taken one of those chances. So one chance just before half-time. And unfortunately, it looks like it will come to Huddersfield with Palmer on the ball, finding space, but firing it wide of the post. We've dominated the possession for the most part, but in terms of the shots right now, it's relatively even. But as we come to the break, it's still 0-0. Wouldn't be against this result after 2 losses in our last 3, but with the teams below us gathering pace and as things stand cutting it to goal difference, I really feel we need to get a win here. So I'm going to say to the boys, you've been unlucky so far at the break. Hopefully that'll relax or motivate them. And yeah, second half to come. Big second half. Got to come through and at least get a point, but a win would be big. Come on, you Lions. Oh, but there's an injury which we don't need right now. Marlon Romeo is going to be forced off through the injury, and we'll bring on Conor McLaughlin. Romeo's become our first choice right back this season and done really, really well for us, minus the own goal in the last game against Leeds. So Conor McLaughlin will come on. Not a bad replacement, that. But as we're still tied at 0-0, there's half an hour to go. Can either side claim a late winner and a big 3 points in the race for the playoffs? Tempted to go to attacking, but that never really works out for me in FM. So we'll leave it for the time being. But there's a chance here for the Terriers, and I'm a little bit worried they might take it. It's Palmer out wide there towards Jordan Ibe, who's tackled by Ferguson, but Gaspar picks it up, plays it across to Palmer on the edge of the area, space to shoot. And he rifled that one, but just over the crossbar. 15 minutes to go. If either team claims a big win, that'll be massive for their momentum heading into the final 9 games. So I'm going to go to attacking for the final few minutes. Going to take off retained possession and mix the passing up as well as we look for a late winning goal. Looks like the first game will finish 0-0. I would have taken it, but a highlight for Huddersfield. And Jordan I receives the corner. Finds a bit of space it across. Jorgensen, oh my word. Zanka's header goes in. And Huddersfield Town, oh, it's been disallowed for offside. Can you imagine if you watch my Huddersfield Town career mode, you know what, that's funny. Zanka, I thought he'd want it for the Terriers, but the goal disallowed, and it's not going to count. So that should probably do it then. It's going to finish 0-0. I couldn't believe that. But we'll take the point, we'll take the clean sheet, and I guess that's not a terrible result because it will keep us in the playoffs just on goal difference right now, as Brentford will drop out and West Brom will leapfrog us and go into 5th place. Zanka the villain almost won it for the Terriers. We managed to come through and get the clean sheet. So I'll take that. I'll say we're unlucky because that should, well, it's only motivated 2 players. Normally that does a lot better when you say you're unlucky or you didn't play too badly. But either way, we'll take the clean sheet, we'll take the point. We're still in the playoffs. That's the most important thing. But Zanka, had he won that game, I would have been livid as Romeo missed the Aston Villa game. Oh man, what a crazy ending that was. So second and final game of today's episode then, and I really feel we need to win this one. As you can see right now, Brentford and Preston just outside us in the playoffs with 9 games to go. Brentford behind on goal difference, Preston 1 point behind, and after just 1 win in 4, we really need the 3 points here. So come on Millwall, let's return to winning ways. So some changes to our lineup on the back of that goalless draw. McLaughlin will come in for the injured Romeo. I think we'll give Saville a start ahead of Ryan Tunnicliffe in the defensive midfield role. I love these two, really good ball midfielders. And we'll start Williams ahead of Jay Fulton as well. We'll put Wallace back in for the youngster Clinton Webster. And after his 2 misses against the Terriers, I'll give O'Brien a start on the bench in this game. And Brito can start alongside Gregory, who will move into the advanced forward role as he's our top scorer this season. And I'll leave the instructions as they are and go with this lineup. So it's the same goalkeeper and back 4, but the midfield changes now. Ferguson on the left, Wallace on the right, and in the middle Saville and Williams up top together with Gregory and Brito, with the bench being Woodman, the Cheetah, Romeo, Tunnicliffe, Fulton, Webster, and Aidan O'Brien. So, big game this. It's Aston Villa. We could really use with the 3 points to keep us in the top 6. Let's get it. Come on, you Lions. Gregory may have defensive forward as his preferred role, but I feel he operates better in the advanced forward role because he has been banging them in for us this season. He is our top scorer, and I like the kid Brito. I must say, he's only good enough to play in League 2 according to the coach's report, but when he has played this season, he's done all right, and I'm liking him. So hopefully he'll come through in this game, getting rewarded with a start. First highlight does fall here, and it should come to the Lions. Come on, Gregory finds Meredith, and James back to George Saville. And Saville is dispossessed by Bjarnason. And now a chance for Aston Villa on the break. It's Scott Hogan down the right-hand side with Davis getting into the middle. Got to watch him. There he is. Wallace does well to clear, but straight back to Scott Hogan, who crosses again. And at the far post, it's turned in as Aston Villa take an early lead here at the Den. And as you can see by the table, we'll be dropping down to 7th place if this is how the result ends up finishing. It was a nice little work from Hogan there down the right-hand side. And after Wallace made a great tackle, Scott was first to win the ball back, whips one into the centre, and a free volley inside the 6-yard area should not be happening as Aston Villa go in front. Worst possible start, 1-0 down already. Cannot afford to drop out of the playoffs with just a few games to go. The results elsewhere have now meant we've moved back up to 6th position. However, that's not good enough for me, man. We can't have just 1 win in our last 5 games. Mulgrew's corner finds Wallace on the edge of the area, finds a bit of space, and now finds Ferguson. Oh, yes, Shane Ferguson puts us back on level terms, and there is our equaliser. These two have been such a great wide midfield combo ever since season 1, and as Ferguson gives us the leveller, my word did we need that 26 minutes in. Mulgrew finds Jed on the edge of the area. He comes inside, finds Shane Ferguson, and with a weaker right foot, puts it into the bottom corner, 1-1. Question is, can we now turn the game on its head and get the 3 points like we do so often with Aston Villa in my career mode, say, with them? Well, we're approaching the break. We're still tied at 1-1, but there is a highlight here. And once again, it's the same combination. Mulgrew to Jed Wallace, into Saville this time. And Ferguson again receives it. And again goes for goal. And it's crept in as Shane has bagged his brace. That's suspect goalkeeping from Sayuba. But we won't mind one bit as the Lions come from behind to lead just before half-time. Mulgrew to Wallace, into George Saville. And as Ferguson picked it up, I was thinking, don't shoot. Don't shoot from there. But he did. And it crept in at the near post. Millwall 2, Aston Villa 1. Big response from the Lions. Let's hold on to the break, still leading. Come on. So I'm going to say nothing at the break. As you can see with the latest scores right now, a couple of big results in our favour right now. Brentford are losing at home, and also QPR are drawing with West Brom at the moment. That's doing us a favour too, as we continue to stay in the playoffs as things stand right now. And we'll open up a 3-point gap if results stay the same elsewhere and here at the Den as well. So big second half to come. Got to come through. Got to hold on to this victory. Come on, you Lions. This is one of those games where I wouldn't mind one bit if there were no highlights whatsoever in the second half, so long as we can come through and hold on to the 3 points. Sheffield Wednesday are now gone 2 goals up at the Medeski Stadium. Got to watch that, as right now they're just behind us in the table. And as Meredith sends it long, oh, go on, Marvin. Go on, Marvin. Go on, Marvin. Brito, oh, off the crossbar. I'm loving this youngster, I tell you, man. Seriously, I did not think much of him when he came out of the academy. But I've given him some game time, and he's impressing. One-on-one there. Should have scored, really. Hits the crossbar, though, and it's still just 2-1 as Shabola heads it over. There's definitely more goals in this game, no question. Another highlight here. Mulgrew free kick. Oh, just off target. As Peterborough now gone 2 goals up away at Brentford. Get in, lads. As we're still leading by 1, I got to say I'm feeling very nervous right now. We've got to come through, as Reading have pulled one back at home to Sheffield Wednesday. Come on, Millwall, need to hold on to this. Sauer lost out there, and Hogan picks it up. Cannot afford to throw this away. Shabola down the left-hand side. Back into Bjarnason in lots of space here. Plays it through to the goal scorer. Now Hogan out wide to James Chester in support, who crosses O'Hare's at the far post, flicks it down, and there is Hogan who turns it in, and Aston Villa have come back to level things up. It's 2-2, we're dropping down to 6th place. We'll still be in the playoffs just, but my word, if we throw this away and lose this game, I'll not be happy. A nice little build-up from Aston Villa, to be fair, as Chester down the right crosses, lovely ball to the middle, O'Hare flicks it down, so does the goal scorer. Great selfless work there, as Scott Hogan fires it in, and it's 2-2. 21 minutes to go. Is there going to be one late twist in this tale? So double change of 15 minutes to go. Fulton and O'Brien coming on for Williams and Brito. And with 8 minutes to go, looks as though the game is going to finish as a draw. However, Aston Villa now gone down to 9 men, as Chester's been forced off for injury. So we're going to go to attacking real quickly. Take off retained possession. We'll keep on shorter passing. We'll much higher the tempo. Now let's stretch the play out and go wide if we can. And try and get down the flanks as well. And let's go more expressive too. Let's see if we can win this game later on. Should we make any more changes? We win a corner there. Let's bring on... No, let's leave it. Let's leave it. And see if we can claim a big 3 points with 4 minutes to go. Corner for the Lions. Headed clear. But straight to Jed Wallace, who controls and finds O'Brien off the bench. Oh, just wide. It looks as though the game is going to finish 2-2. Aston Villa going down to 10 men through the injury are going to hold on to a point, or they could win it later on here. Neil Taylor crosses. Ferguson does enough. Fulton heads clear. And with 5 seconds to go, well, we're hanging on for a point. And I think I'll take it, because it may well be just 1 win in 5 games. But it does keep us in the playoffs. And that is good enough for me for the time being. So 2-2 the final score. I will say to the boys, we were unlucky. That's motivated 3 players. It's not working anymore saying that. I think the boys are sick of me saying we're unlucky. But we'll take the point. We'll take back-to-back draws. We've got some favourable fixtures to come. And as we sit in top 6 right now, oh, it's tight. It is very, very tight in the race for the playoffs right now. And I mean, you just don't know who's going to make it. We've got Sunderland with 65 points. We've got Ipswich with 62. West Brom with 62. Us with 60. And with 8 games to go, we're only 1 point ahead of Sheffield Wednesday and Brentford. Only 2 clear of Preston. And only 6 clear of Huddersfield. Sorry, 4 clear even of Huddersfield Town in 10th place as well. There is still a lot of teams that can make the playoffs come the end of the season, and hopefully it is going to be us, as we still remain in the top 6 for the time being. But that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So a big thank you for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. We shall return with 2 big games in the next episode against... Oh, got to play that Sheffield Wednesday game. Got to play that one, and possibly Cardiff away, or maybe Charlton in a South London derby, and then Sheffield Wednesday at home. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Charlton away at the Valley, and then Sheffield Wednesday. What a game that's going to be at the Den. So I'll just play these 2 games off camera and come back for a massive doubleheader before the final episode, or hopefully not the final episode of the season, which will be these 2 final games here. So thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome weekend. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode in my Football Manager series, where hopefully Millwall is still in the playoffs very soon. Bye.